Okay, we're going to start with an opening statement from Coach.
Okay, well, we're really pleased with the win tonight. Thought Northridge was a much better team than people knew. I'm not sure the committee knew how good they were. We had followed them all year. They're a disciplined team. They play their system very well. They knew what they wanted to do. We've seen 2 or 3 teams like that this year. San Diego is another one that plays the system very, very well with the athletes they have. And, you know, it's impressive to see teams overachieve with their talent. I thought Northridge had a great season. We're very pleased to come out with the victory because we knew they were good before we went in. I know the scores don't look like they were in the match, but they really were. I think Samantha really, with her serve, did a great job at separating and getting us ahead. Natalie continues to be our defensive floor leader and leader out there, and these 2 athletes certainly helped us stay on top of things, but we never could relax. So I think that's a tribute to the Northridge team and the coaches and the players that have worked so hard this year. We're really happy to advance and get a chance to play another day.
Any questions for Samantha or for Natalie? Then both of you, oh, do you have?
Yes, I would like to ask for both. And as Coach mentioned, at the last Pac-12 game, 7 was the number. Now it's dropping down to 4. It's a game match by match by match. Your thoughts, Natalie, and then Samantha, your thoughts at this point now going into the final phase of the season?
Yeah, I mean, for me specifically, I'm a senior, so I don't really have that much time left with my teammates and my coaches. And so for me, it's playing every point like, you know, it's the last point playing for my teammates because, you know, I'm not going to get that much more time to play with this wonderful group of people. And I think it's exciting because our freshmen are playing for us, our sophomores are playing for us, knowing, and same with our juniors, knowing that this is our last game and that we all have the same goal to win. So I think it's going to be really fun, excited.
Yeah, like Natalie said, we're playing for them because it's like their last shot, so we're just looking forward to win for them.
And also just again, in terms of the technical aspect of the game tonight, like Coach Haley said, they might have been underestimated, but there was a lot of things still going on that we saw with the chemistry at this point, with the sets, with the attack plan at the net, and all those things, and Samantha service aces. But can you sum up tonight's feeling in victory?
You know, like Coach Haley said, I'm really excited to advance against such a great team. Northridge is, you know, sometimes they're underlooked. I think that is a really good team. They have incredible service, great athletes on that team. They get every ball up. You saw them flying through the air, hard-driven team. And I'm really excited to get that win out. And this week we're going to practice with the things we didn't do well and hopefully get better for next week. So.
And Samantha, does anyone mind if I ask you a question in Spanish?
No, go ahead.
Okay, nada más para preguntarle a ella, ¿cómo sentiste hoy ya con la gran victoria y para avanzar ya a los regionales?
Pues obviamente nos sentimos muy bien y ahorita nada más estamos, ya tenemos nuestra mente en el próximo equipo. Estamos nada más, como dijo Natalie, vamos a entrenar lo que no hicimos bien y pues lo que sigue.
Y las faltas de hoy en este partido pueden ir a recuperar ya y corregirlos ya para el próximo match.
Sí, claro, vamos a hacer todo eso en el entrenamiento, vamos a corregir lo que hicimos mal y pues para adelante.
Una última palabra para ti y a su familia porque estaban aquí durante el Día de Acción de Gracias la semana pasada y ahora regresaron ya a México. ¿Y cómo están ya siguiendo ya con los partidos?
Sí, ellos siempre ven mis partidos en la red de Pac-12. Siempre están ahí, mis amigos y toda mi familia.
Muy bien, Sam.
Natalie, one thing about practice, as coach, you probably know already the method of what's going to happen when you go back out on the court for practice, but would there be anything extra that you'll be looking for in terms of this so that we coming up for practice and get ready for the regions?
Yeah, I think looking forward to doing the little things like I've talked to you about before. You know, we can always get better at serve receive. We can always get better at defense and executing the whole game plan. So I think we have to look at film to, take a look back and, really see what we did wrong or what we needed to do better and kind of dissect that. And I guess the coaches will help us out with that. But
Okay, girls, you can go ahead and go back to locker room.
Thank you, guys.
Any questions for Coach?
Coach, coming in versus CSUN, anything specific that you plan for when you're facing the Managers, or just play harder?
Yeah, there were a number of things. First of all, their system is unorthodox. They have their middles passing, their outsides are very good hitters, but they don't pass unless they have to. And the setter acts as a quick hitter when she's in the front row. So they really have a nice system. It's kind of a hybrid. It's one of a kind. It's been well constructed by the coaches, and certainly the players have embraced it. And it allows each of their players to max out what they do the best. And that's masterful coaching the way I see it, and buy-in by the team, when you get buy-in by your team like that. So we had to try to do some things to keep them off of the 3-pass. So if we could keep them from getting perfect passes where the setter could be an offensive weapon in rotations 4, 5, and 6, that was one of the things that we worked really hard. And I thought our serving was credible tonight. And I had Ebony serve because of velocity and Samantha serve because of velocity, because I'm sure that a lot of teams haven't seen that kind of velocity this year. So that was one thing. We had a lot of respect for their 1 foot behind, both for 9 and 1, even though they play different positions sometimes and split positions sometimes. And then we matched up. We changed our lineup from last night to try to match up to what we thought they would try to stop Ebony, which they were very successful in slowing her down early in the match. So we had her in the front row with Samantha Bricio, which allowed us to still get kills in those situations. So, I thought we had to do a number of things to accommodate what they do best.
Good.
Coach, you're obviously losing 2 seniors to graduation that are huge. Just to name a few, in Natalie and Alexis.
Well, actually, Sarah Shaw also. She started for 4 straight years for us.
Right. So, you have some young players in Samantha as well as Ebony, to name a few. How is recruiting and how do you rebound from that? You go junior college, all the recruiting. How do you? Can you walk us through that in a quick sentence? Just how you were able to get young talent like that and kind of make up. You can't replace some of those girls.
Well, we have 4 players already committed for next year. 3 of them in the top 10 class in the country, and we have commitments from 3 2015s already.
Wow.
And 2 of those have already established themselves as 2 of the best in the country. So I think we're going to be okay talent-wise. It's just getting the experience. When you have 3 seniors, it's hard to replace them unless the juniors, as they become seniors, have been out on the floor as much as them. So we'll have some problems next year with maturity and leadership, but by the end of the season, we should be back in the hunt. So we just try to reload every year.
Sure. And last question, they look like they gel so well together on the court, but I would imagine it translates off the court. They seem like they're just great friends.
Yeah, I'll just tell you a very quick story. They see each other every day. They go home after practice. They come back within 12 hours, and they look like they've never seen each other. They got to share their whole mornings with all of them. And it's like, I'm saying, what is this?
Sure.
Like, you guys have never seen each other? So I always have to give 15 minutes to get reintroduced every day so that they can share all their war stories from the time they left practice at 5 o'clock until the next day at 1 o'clock. So, yeah, they're pretty tight. This is the tightest team I've had and the most fun team I've had.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Coach, one play today, I think you probably remember it, but it was one play that caught our attention where the side or the line judge had to check with the perch judge on a call. I think it might have been about the backcourt.
It was the setter, whether she touched the ball or not. Yes.
Okay, that doesn't happen too often at this level, would you say?
It happens quite frequently when the up official, the R1, doesn't have as good a look, and he asks for a confirmation from the R2. In this case, the R2 said, no, I saw the setter touch the ball. And so I think in those cases, if the setter did touch the ball, then that's the right way to do it. It's like replay, you know. So
As I mentioned, we're still learning.
no, that was a good job by the R1 is the up official, and the other team felt the ball had been touched, and he felt like he didn't have a good enough view, I think, so he asked for assistance from the R2. I think that was the right thing for him to do, and unfortunately, it didn't work out in our favor, so I could say that was the wrong thing to do, but no, I think it was the right thing to do. So.
Last question, Coach. Looking forward to next week. Anything that has been revealed yet in terms of who's coming in for the tournament?
Well, we don't know who's coming in yet, and I can't wait to get back to the office to see who won the first round with Arizona State playing and BYU. But I'll tell you what, all the teams coming next week are really, really good. This is like a Final Four next week. If you don't get a ticket for this next weekend, you're going to miss something special. The regionals characteristically are as good as the Final Four, because the teams come and this is the chance to go to the Final Four. They play as hard and as long as they can possibly play. So you look for two battles next Friday night and a great match on Saturday night, and we just hope that we're in there.
Does it make any difference with the Lady Trojans being home team? Will they play the second game, or does it matter?
We actually won't be home team. We'll probably be the visitors, because if Washington does make it, they will be a higher seed and they will be the home team, and that would put us in the 5 o'clock match. But that's up for the committee to announce yet, so you probably get that information on Monday.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.